got some confusion. We may have illegal procedure on the Colt offense. Maybe somebody forgot the snap count, and it might have been the center.
Offense, 5-yard.
You get a bunch of people along the offensive line moving, and only one guy not. He's got the football. You can pretty well bet yourself the center forgot the snap count.
Justin Fallure comes in for Clearfork, as does number 24. That's Cody McCune.
Breaking down this Clearfork offense, they score 30 points a contest. They'll run it 80% of the time and throw it 20% of the time. Nate Tackett is 56% of the offensive production for these Colts.
And he gets the football. He's at the 25, he is to the 30, and he bowls his way ahead across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. So just as you say it, he gets the football. On what was 1st and 15, he picks up 9 yards. It's 2nd down and about 6.
Working off the right side this time. Off right tackle. Takes a step back inside into the linebackers and brought down there. So he's got 3 carries early on here for 60 yards.
Chris Snow, one of the Ashland tacklers there.
8-yard gain on the play. Clearfork 2nd and 7 now.
2nd down, about 6 for the Colts. Ball resting at about their 33-yard line. I formation, 2 wide receivers, almost the same formation as last play. They give it to Tackett the other way, and Tackett this time runs into Shadron Starnes after a gain of maybe 1. And this will bring up a 3rd down and about 5. Clearfork, ball resting at their own 34, right where there isn't a whole lot of grass, but mud.
Last week, both these teams with wins. It was a close call for Ashland. 28-27 overtime win against Mansfield Senior, a game which many people say the Tigers outplayed the Arrows, but the Arrows still got the win. Clearfork was shutting out Worcester last week, 23-0.
Let's see if the Colts go to the air as they send Tackett in motion on this 3rd down and 5. Fraley's back to throw. He throws. The ball's caught. Coming up with a 1st down catch is Drake Poor. So 1st and 10 Clearfork. They keep the football and move the chains. And it's 1st and 10 for the Colts. Put it down at their own 44-yard line.
For a team that does not rely very heavily at all on the pass, picking up a 1st down through the air is extremely healthy to see if you're Rick Beans and the Colts coaching staff. At 3.5 minutes remaining in the 1st quarter, they move the sticks on the completion from Fraley to Poor.
Justin Fallure in the backfield. Cody McCune lines up as a flanker to the far side of the field. Nate Tackett goes in motion and whistles stop play. What do we got now? And this is going to go against Clearfork. It is a 5-yard infraction for illegal procedure. Thank you.
Second procedure call against the Colts. Only 2 penalties thus far.
There's a 1st and 15 situation. Puts the football back at the 39. 2 wide receivers left and right. Backs line up in the I. Nate Tackett's going to get the football, and Ashland has him almost immediately.
Play with a quick handoff to Tackett.
They got there in a big hurry. And one of the people there who hit him first, I think, was Luke Rogers. 2nd down and 16 after a loss of 1.
Well, you got to get out and get blocks on linebackers, and you got to handle yourself along the line of scrimmage if you're going to give Tackett room to run. If you let the linebackers and the defensive line for Ashland start living in the backfield, it's going to be a tough night for Mr. Tackett.
Backs are split. He gets the football, and Shadron Starnes has him at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. It'll bring up 3rd down and 16. And this time, the Ashland linebackers and defensive line starting to get a little bit wise, especially after that first drive, where Clearfork scored in 3 plays and did it all on the ground with long runs.
And here's the predictable thing. I think Scott Valentine wants to get Clearfork into 3rd and long by containing Tackett on 1st and 2nd down, because if they can get them into 3rd down and get a little pressure on the quarterback Fraley, who is not used to making his living throwing the football, they're going to get to him, because Ashland has 26 sacks this season.
Parrott goes in motion. Fraley back, throws it to Parrott. Parrott trying to find some place to run. Maybe has some place to go as he crosses the 45 and gets ahead to about the 47, but he will be short of his first down by about 7 yards. And that'll bring up a 4th down, and Clearfork will punt the football away.
Well, a field position improvement on the completion by Fraley to Parrott. Parrott is the leading receiver with 14 catches coming in. But I think it's good to see Joe Fraley early on, 2 out of 2 for 19 yards.
Jeff Miller will punt. Tyler McFarland will receive it. Here's Miller's kick. It's an end-over-end kick. McFarland comes up, makes the catch at the 25, spins away from one and goes down. So actually he did not spin away from Seth Oyster at the 25. So first and 10 Ashland at their own 25 with 54 seconds remaining in the quarter of a 7-7 ball game. And again, Ashland trying to make a bit of history in their century of celebration, 100 years of Ashland High School football. They've only had 3 teams go 9-0. This team in 06 trying to be the 4th.
2 years removed from doing Ashland in the playoffs, the year they were 8-2.
Yes. That year they lost to Worcester on a missed extra point and Bellevue on a 2-point conversion that came up just shy. They will run the football, and running the football, I believe, was number 22, that being Gillespie.
First carry for Kurt Gillespie. Short yardage, picked up 1.
Clock continues to run, 29 seconds, 28 seconds. First quarter winding down. This might be the last play of the first quarter. Gillespie lines up in the backfield. They'll go with 3 wide receivers. They'll send Logan Kerr in motion, and he gets the football. He's at the 25. He's at the 30 and goes down at about the 31. Greg Poor in on the stop. Justin Ballure also there, and that is the end of the first period. After 1 quarter, the issue is not decided. It's 7-7 between Ashland and Clearfork.
Get the best of both worlds. Access to Ohio's top-ranked public university in a picturesque setting. All at Ohio State Mansfield.
All right. Ready to start the second quarter, and Ashland with a football looking at a 3rd down and about 4. Ball is at their own 31-yard line.
First quarter leaders for Ashland. Taylor Housewright, 2 out of 4 for 27 yards. Dan Eisenhower, 2 carries for 48 yards.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. 1 back in the backfield, that's Kurt Gillespie. They pitch it outside to the 30, and catching it is Logan Kerr. Housewright hit him. Logan Kerr gets knocked down for a loss of 1 right at the 30, so it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 5, and Ashland will punt the football away.
For the Clearfork Colts in the first quarter, Nate Tackett, 6 carries for 60 yards. Landon Walker with a carry for 30 yards. And Joe Fraley, the quarterback, 2 out of 2 for 19 yards. Greg Poor with a catch, David Parrott with a catch.
Andy Baker will punt the football away. David Parrott will receive it. There's the snap, it's right at him, and here's the kick. And a good kick. David Parrott chases it down, catches it over his shoulder, goes back to the 18, goes to the 20, and gets knocked down right there. Good coverage by the Ashland Arrow punt cover team. Usually when you get a punt like that, you outkick your coverage, but the Arrows were down there, Johnny, on the spot. First and 10 Clearfork.
That's a 49-yard punt by Andy Baker. He was averaging 37.7. He's going to boost the average a little bit with that shot.
.7?
.7. I don't know how they figured the .7, but that's what the OCC statistical website informed me of. And I know there's a lot of people out there that were making comments on the thread on JJ Huddle about what percentage of offense does Nate Tackett actually account for, so I wanted to make sure that we passed along the answer. 56% of the output belongs to Tackett.
And he is the only back in the backfield. Slot formation near side. Jeff Miller lines up tight at the far side end. They give it away to Tackett. He breaks a couple of tackles at the line of scrimmage and gets 3 yards up to about the 25-yard line. The original line of scrimmage was the 22, where they gave David Parrott credit for that punt return, even though he got knocked down at the 20. And I think the reason they did that is he actually caught the ball at the 22 and then found himself back at the 18, 17-yard line. Second down and about 7. Clearfork, ball at their own 25. Slot formation, far side of the field. Snap of the ball. Here comes Tackett again, trying to find some place to go. Gets it across the 25. Maybe gets to the 27. And this will bring up a third down and a manageable 3 for Clearfork.
Working the left side, tried to get back inside once he cleared the tackle and got to the linebackers. Good pursuit. Brings him down for a short gain. So Tackett now with 8 carries for 67 yards.
Third down, 3 Clearfork, ball at their own 27-yard line. 10 minutes left to play in the first half of a 7-7 ball game. Jeff Miller tied at the far side end. David Parrott split to the near side. Fraley gets a snap, turn, give it away. Nate Tackett. Tackett is, I think, well, it depends on where they put it down. I think he is short of his first down by about a half a yard. In on the stop for the Ashland Arrows, getting off the bottom of the pile, is number 28, Andrew Britton.
8 guys in the box trying to stop the run, figuring Tackett's going to get it somewhere between the tackles. He cuts it back inside and stopped right there by Tyler McFarland. He will be just short on 4th down.
And it looks like Clearfork, well, they thought about it.
They did think about it.
Tyler McFarland also in on that last tackle. Clearfork thought about going for it on 4th down, but decided that, nah, it's too early.
Field position is everything. In a 7-7 game, you don't want to make a mistake and give a short field to the opponent.
And whistle, and let's see what this is about. We have timeout against, charged to Clearfork, I think.
Rick Beans wants to think about it a little bit more.
So maybe they will. Let's take a break, and we will be back after this. And about a foot.
And Rick Beans is still in the huddle. You almost wonder if he's going to take the snap himself. Punt team was on the field. Punt team is now on the sideline.
Yep, Clearfork's going to go for it on 4th down. And Coach Rick Beans, I can just imagine, is screaming at his offensive line saying, you guys got to earn your keep right here, right now.
You're going to beat the best. You got to perform. That's what he's saying.
Full house backfield. Snap of the ball. Give it away. Running straight ahead as a flag goes down is Nate Tackett, I believe. Nope, that was Justin Fleur.
I think the whistle actually and the flag were before the play.
Well,
Clearfork motioning like they got Ashland to jump off sides, and they may have.
Offsides.
They did.
Ashland. They may have lined up offsides or maybe jumped. As it was, Justin Fleur had the first down. So it's first down Clearfork, and they keep the football.
That's the first penalty against Ashland. And that was a costly one because it's going to give Clearfork the first down. Well, chalk that up under gutty call.
Well, when you have an offense like that, and that is your modus operandi straight ahead, maybe it's not so gutsy.
Well, that defies all the rules in the rule book about field position. I can tell you that, but it worked out.
Now, there was a flag thrown, a warning, a sideline warning against Clearfork, and the official saying, get back. There you see Ashland football coach Scott Valentine, who has helped guide his team to an 8-0 record to this point.
Scott Valentine, absolutely cool as a cucumber. Always in control.
Probably churning up like crazy inside. 2 tight ends, full house backfield for the Colts on this 1st and 10. Snap of the ball, they give it away, running with a football. Nate Tackett. Tackett crosses the 40, is close to the 41 for a gain on the play of close to 6 yards.
Good job diving forward to finish off the run by Tackett. And you're right, picked up another yard or 2 as he was going down with the lunge forward. He was down behind the 40-yard line and ends up beyond the 40. 75 yards now on 10 carries.
Brandon Harris stuck a shoulder in there and put him down. Full house backfield again. Again, they give it to Landon Walker. Walker trying to break a tackle of Logan Kerr. Can't do it as a flag goes down, and we may have a face mask against Logan Kerr. As Landon Walker took him for a ride about 5-6 yards sideways, and then finally went down, but not before he had a first down.
I think we'll be tacking this on to the end of the run. They didn't call a personal foul face mask, so it must be the 5-yard variety, and it was.
Inadvertent as it is, 1st and 10 Clearfork. Put the football down in Ashland territory at the 48.
First down, number 5 now for Clearfork. A nice looking drive, keyed by the 4th and less than 1 call by Rick Beans that drew Ashland off sides, moved the chains, and kept the drive going.
1st and 10 Clearfork, 2 tight ends, full house backfield, just like last year. Snap of the ball, handoff. Here is, I believe, Nate Tackett, and Ashland's all over him this time. Not much there.
Back to the ball carrier.
As a matter of fact, he might have lost one. In on the stop, Taylor Page for Ashland. Jumped on his back and pushed him down.
Now you mentioned just like last year. Ashland is hoping this isn't just like last year. Clearfork shut them out 20-0.
Shut them out in a driving rainstorm last year. Week 9 was a messy night last year. Glad we don't have that this year. 2 tight ends. Full house backfield again on this 2nd down and about 11. Here's Landon Walker trying to get outside. Can't do it. Couldn't get away from Kurt Gillespie, who I believe wrapped him up around the legs and brought him down. And this will bring up a 3rd down, and about 9. Gain on the play of about 1.5 yards.
If you're just tuning in, wondering 7-7, how did we get there? At 7:47 of the first quarter, it was a 30-yard run by Clearfork's Landon Walker and a point after touchdown. That after 52 yards on 2 carries by Nate Tackett. For the Ashland score, that came at 5:22 of the first quarter, a 44-yard run by Dan Eisenhower.
Landon Walker goes in motion. Back to throw is Fraley. He has some time. He airs it out for Parrott, and he can't get there. Incomplete. Logan Kerr on the coverage, and it's 4th down.
Good coverage offered by Logan Kerr on David Parrott. And a pretty decent ball by Fraley. Overthrew the receiver, so if he couldn't get it, meaning Parrott, it was going to be incomplete. So the drive stalls inside the 50. And Clearfork's going to punt it away this time.
Stops the clock with 6:28 to go here in the first half. 4th and 9. And Jeb Miller will punt the football to Tyler McFarland.
Jeb Miller to punt for Clearfork.
There's the snap and the kick. End over end. McFarland comes up, catches it at the 15, trying to find a place to run at the 20. He's to the 25, slips and goes down at the 27. 1st and 10 Ashland from that point.
Not the first time that we've seen field conditions. You mentioned nice evening for football, but with the rain that we've had the previous 2 days, you can see field conditions are certainly anything but the best. And we've seen some of the runners having problems with their cuts tonight as Logan Kerr slips and goes down.
The biggest reason that Community Stadium has progress. No more mud.
I said Logan Kerr. I meant Tyler McFarland on that return.
1st and 10 Ashland from their own 27. Here is Housewright running the football. Gets close to the 30 before he's brought down. Gain on the play of 3. Justin Fleur gets off the bottom of the pile. 2nd and 7, Arrows from their own 30.
Clearfork so far, accounting for Taylor Housewright fairly well. 4 carries, he's only netted 2 yards. Housewright through the air, 3 out of 5 now for 26 yards.
Fast first half.
Housewright has put up some gaudy numbers through the air. He's thrown for 1,388 yards, 62% completion rate, and 16 touchdowns.
Back to throws Housewright. He has time. He throws. Pass intended for Tyler McFarland, way over his head, incomplete, and it's 3rd and 7.
Pass intended for Tyler McFarland. Levi Kramer on the
If Ashland wins tonight, next week they will have an opportunity to do something that no Ashland football team has ever done, and that is go 10-0. There you see Clearfork coach Rick Beans trying to prevent that.
Well, they'll do that at home against the Lexington Minutemen, or try to get that done. That's a game that we will have for you on ESPN 1440.
3 wide receivers for the Arrows, 2 to the near side, 1 flank to the far side of the field. It's 3rd down and about 7 Ashland. Housewright back to throw. He has time, now running out of it, trying to find somebody open, is in big trouble, gets wrapped up, and he will go down back inside the 25 at about the 22, and it's 4th down. Ashland will punt the football away.
That's the second time they've caught Taylor Housewright in the backfield. So the Clearfork sack pack with a pair of them now on the Ashland quarterback. They catch him 8 yards deep. Good coverage in the secondary, not giving Housewright much opportunity for an open receiver downfield.
Andy Baker to punt the football away to David Parrott. There's the snap. Here comes the kick. It's an end-over-end kick that bounces at midfield and will roll out of bounds across the 40 at about the, put it down at about, well, they see, the official on the near side says 39-yard line. And that's where Clearfork will start with 4 minutes and 42 seconds left to go before the half. Yeah, hi, fellas. What's up?
Good amount of time left for Clearfork to mount a drive here. 7-7. This one certainly shaping up to be everything we anticipated. And I think you called it appropriately when you said a Clearfork win is a mild upset. We don't want to put too much of a lofty underdog role or too much of an exaggerated underdog role on Clearfork's side, because it would be a mild upset with a Clearfork win.
Direct snap to David Parrott, who lined up at quarterback in the shotgun. And David tries to run the right side and doesn't find anything there. As a matter of fact, he'll lose 3 yards. 2nd and 13, ball back at about the 36.
And that play just didn't look good right from the start. Almost drew a procedure penalty. Referee kept it in his pocket. But you may not see that formation again tonight.
And Joe Fraley is back in there, quarterback for Clearfork. And Clearfork comes to the line of scrimmage. Cody McCune and David Parrott are the 2 wide receivers near side, far side. Jeff Miller lines up at tight end. 1 back in the backfield. That's Tackett. Fraley's back to throw. He has some time. Now he airs it out, and it is incomplete. Pass intended for David Parrott. Parrott had a step on the defender. And the guy covering him was Chris Snow.
Well, he had a wide open David Parrott. He had 2 steps on the cover man, Snow. And Fraley just let loose, needed to get a little bit more air underneath it and let Parrott get there. Really didn't give Parrott an opportunity to catch that football as it ends up out of bounds. Speaking of Parrott at quarterback, the last time we were here earlier in the year, we saw Parrott at quarterback quite a bit because Joe Fraley had taken a shot on the far sideline in the senior high game and was out a considerable amount of that game.
3rd down and about 13, Clearfork. Ball at their own 36. They'll go with 3 wide receivers, 1 flank to the far side of the field. Slot formation near side. They'll give it away on a delay to Nate Tackett, and Tackett's not going to go very far as he gets ahead for about a gain of 1, maybe 2, and it's 4th down.
Luke Rogers on the stop for Ashland.
They put the clamps on Nate Tackett the last 3 times he's touched the ball. He's netted only 6 yards.
Luke Rogers made that last tackle for the Arrows. Jeff Miller's going to have to punt the football away. Back deep once again is Tyler McFarland.
Big Jeb's averaging a little over 38 yards a punt so far this year.
Here is his kick. Gets it away. Pretty decent kick. McFarland to the 30, to the 35. He is to the 40. He's to the 45. He's to midfield. He's up the near sidelines and pushed out of bounds. So 1st down and 10, Ashland across the 45, down at about the Clearfork 42-yard line. Good field position with 2:59 left to play in the first half.
David Parrott delivered the shot, and he was slow to get up, but he is back on the field in his strong safety position. So now Ashland with an opportunity here. Just under 3 minutes remaining.
Slot formation, far side of the field. They'll go with 2 wide receivers over there, 1 to the near side. Housewright, give it away. Eisenhower runs with the football, gets across the 40, down to about the Clearfork 39 before he's wrapped up and brought down. Gain on the play of maybe 3. That's 2nd and 7 for Ashland.
3 carries now for Eisenhower for 51 yards. Clock is going to continue to move. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Taylor Housewright's going to have to hurry. I think Ashland's going to have to call a timeout. Play was slow from the sideline to the quarterback, Housewright, and they do call timeout.
Timeout, Ashland. Clock stop with 2:29 left to go here in the first half. 7-7 the score. Next week, we will be over at Skiles Field in Shelby as the Whippets take on the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes going into Friday's action. Both of those teams are tied for first place in the Northern Ohio League, and depending on how things come out tonight, they could both be undefeated in league play come week 10. And Shelby needs a win, not only to give themselves a championship in the league, but also make the playoffs, much like last year.
Coming in tonight, Shelby 6-2 for all games and 5-0 in the NOL. Tiffin Columbian 7-1 coming in tonight, and they likewise 5-0. So we could have another real good ball game over at Skiles Field next week. Looking around at a couple of the other conferences, in the NCC, it's come down to Winford and Lucas, both 7-1 overall. 5-0 for Winford, 4-1 for Lucas inside the conference.
3 wide receivers for Ashland on this 2nd and 7. They give it away to Eisenhower, and he's tripped up and knocked down just as it appeared he might be able to pick up that first down. Uriah Landell on the stop, chopped his feet out from underneath him, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5 after a gain on the play of about 2.
In the Firelands Conference, it is actually a battle among the top 4 as you look at the run by Eisenhower again. Monroeville, Western Reserve, Crestview, and St. Paul all at 4-1 in the Firelands, so that one's anybody's game. In the Mid-Ohio Athletic Conference, Buckeye Valley and Highland at 5-2 in the Red Division, and Pleasant at 7-0 and Northmore at 5-2 lead the Blue Division.
It's 3rd down and 5. Housewright back to throw. He wings it out to Logan Kerr, runs into one of his own men, goes across the 35 and up to the 31, and that's an Ashland first down. So the Arrows keep the football with 1:40 left to go here in the first half.
Good hookup between Housewright and Kerr, picks up 6. First down number 4, slung forward beyond the first down marker. And here to close out second quarter action, the Arrows are threatening as we approach 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining before halftime.
Mike McCorkle made that tackle for Clearfork. 1st and 10 Ashland, ball resting at the 31. Housewright gets the snap, back to throw. He looks, pumps once, now will throw to the far sideline to the end zone. Is that a touchdown? No, out of bounds, says the official. Logan Kerr couldn't come up with it.
He caught the ball, couldn't come down with it.
Well, we don't have a camera on this side. However, did he come down with 1 foot? Was he pushed out? We don't know. We didn't have a real good look at it. And Coach Scott Valentine on the far sideline wants an explanation from the official. Here it is again.
Well, we can tell that Logan Kerr is going to catch the football, but in terms of being able to gauge the sideline and whether he had a foot in or didn't have a foot in, we can't make that call. But still a good ball and a good catch from Housewright to Kerr.
You only need 1 foot in high school and college, and unfortunately on the replay, we couldn't tell. It's 2nd down and 10, Ashland. Ball at the Clearfork 31. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Housewright throws, ball caught this time by Logan Kerr, no doubt about that. He's all the way down to the Clearfork 10-yard line. Actually, the official will put him down at about the 12. So it's 1st and 10, Ashland.
20-yard hookup on the completion. So this drive, it's been Taylor Housewright looking for Logan Kerr. Kerr came in with 22 catches tonight. He's got 3 on the evening.
1st and 10, Ashland at about the Clearfork 12-yard line. Clock running, 55 seconds and moving here in the first half. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. 1 back in the backfield with Housewright. That's Eisenhower. Housewright back to throw. Slips and goes down back at the 18. And the center of the field here at Clearfork is pretty slick because there's no grass out there, just mud.
Slippery conditions between the hash marks causing a problem, and Ashland's going to need to call timeout.
Thought for a minute there they might go with no huddle. Stops the clock with 32 seconds to play here in the first half. At least they are in field goal range of Andy Baker.
Moving our way down through some of the other conferences in the area. In the Mid-Buckeye Conference, 5-0 Danville and 4-1 Johnstown. Looks like it's down to those 2. And in the Wayne County League, Smithville and Northwestern remain undefeated at 5-0. So conference races all throughout North Central Ohio. Nobody's running away with anything.
I think probably it's safe to say, at least in the NCC, barring a monumental upset by Riverdale or Colonel Crawford next week, Winford's your champion in that league.
Yeah, it certainly is their conference to lose or their conference to win, and the strength of the remaining schedule for Winford would indicate that it probably is going to be a royal crown.
They're pretty good, but this issue is far from being decided. 32 seconds left. Ashland back to the line of scrimmage on what is second down and about 15 at the Clearfork 16. Housewright's back to throw. He has some time. He's being chased. He throws, and it is batted down, almost intercepted. And that was nearly intercepted by David Parrott. And that brings up 3rd and 16.
You know, we talked about needing to be crisp on the passes and crisp on the routes. Going to be difficult. You see the fluttering ball by Housewright, and certainly not going to be able to be crisp in your route running because of the field conditions. So both those things are contributing to what has so far through the air been a subpar effort by Taylor Housewright given field conditions.
Well, it's the same on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and you have to deal with it. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side on what is 3rd and about 15. Snap of the ball. Housewright's back. He throws. Brandon Harris had it, and it's picked off by David Parrott off the rebound. Parrott up the far sideline, trying to find some place to run. At the 30, at the 35, at the 40. He's at midfield, still running. At the 40, 35, and run down at the 34. With under 10 seconds to go here in the first half.
Oh, if the Colts come back and pull this one off, mark that play as the game turner. With Ashland and Taylor Housewright heading into the end zone, a batted ball ends up in the arms of David Parrott, and back the other way, the speedy, strong safety comes and almost brought it all the way back.
Brandon Harris had it go off his shoulder pads, and away he comes with the return.
And the separation in sloppy conditions that Parrott is able to create. And good pursuit and relentless pursuit by Brandon Harris. It caromed off Harris. Harris is the guy who brings down Parrott.
And he was the guy that had the ball, as you said, carom off him. He got knocked to the ground. He got back up, gave chase, and made the tackle.
With all that said, 6 seconds remain. Take another look. It's going to go off the shoulder pad of Brandon Harris. Harris is going to get absolutely crunched. Meanwhile, David Parrott is concentrating on the football off the tip drill. Picks up the football at the 2-yard line. Back the other way he comes. Reverses his field and back across the grain. And it's Brandon Harris who has, in the meantime, gotten up and run him down.
Actually, we've got 8 seconds on the clock.
8
it's
seconds.
hard to see because there's a pole right in our vision as we look at the clock. 8 seconds to go. 1st and 10 Clearfork at Ashland's 34-yard line. So they've got time for maybe one play and then what would be a very long field goal if they elect to do that.
Well, if you're looking for a legitimate field goal, they need to get this play down to about the 20-yard line, make it a 37-yarder.
They send a man in motion. That's David Parrott. Fraley gets the snap. He's back to throw. He better hurry. He will throw, and it is batted down. 2 seconds remain. Ball batted down by Brandon Harris.
Incomplete.
Well, this one you have no choice. You have to have this ball in the end zone with a tip drill opportunity. You see that ball knocked down by Brandon Harris.
2 seconds remaining.
This will be a 51-yard field goal by Thad Snell.
His long on the season is 44. He is 5 of 8,
41-yard line.
and he has a 44-yarder to his credit.
Clearfork takes time with 2 seconds left in the half.
Timeout Clearfork.
Flags drooping straight down, absolutely no wind. So no advantage nor disadvantage. Very different than last week. You see there It's a still night in the Valley.
I think this might be just a little bit more to ask. If you had somebody like a Ryan Young like last year, he had a couple from 50.
Well, and it's awful cold, too. The colder the football, the harder it is to kick. If you're looking at the percentage of success, I would say you're probably ahead to go ahead and throw it up and see what happens. And I think that's what's going to happen here.
Yep, 2 seconds left, barring a penalty on the defense. This may be the final play of the first half, and they will do just that. Forego the field goal and throw it towards the end zone. 3 wide receivers, 1 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Snap of the ball, back to throw is Fraley. He lets it fly. He throws for the corner, and this one's over everybody's heads. No flags, the half is over. After 2 quarters, Ashland 7, Clearfork 7.
Is Med Central Hospice.
It was assistance that I really felt that I needed.
I feel they have a devotion to not only the patient, but a devotion to the family. They're just like your special friend.
They just covered everything. They covered everything that if we had a problem, we didn't know what to do, we just asked the nurses or the staff, and they had the answers.
If you need help taking care of a dying loved one, please give us a call.
Searching for the perfect home can seem endless unless you watch the...
With Mansfield Sr. just last Friday. Here's the kick by Spicer. Pretty good kick. Parrott right at the goal line. To the 5, to the 10, up to the 15, up to the 20, and down at about the 22-yard line. 1st and 10, Clearfork from that point, and the second half is underway.
Well, it was early in the first quarter, and a couple of drives got points on the board right away, and we were thinking to ourselves, what about these vaunted defenses? Clearfork giving up 9 points a game, and Ashland giving up 11 points a game. David Parrott doing a little limping back to the huddle there. Well, after both teams gave up a touchdown, both defenses got real serious real fast for the rest of the half.
Clearfork to the line of scrimmage. Parrott and Poor, the 2 wide receivers, left and right. Backs line up in the eye. Snap of the ball, give it away. Tackett runs with it and gets it across the 25, maybe to the 26 before he's hit and pushed back. Whole lot of white jerseys in there. Ian Connery in there. Shadron Starnes also there, and number 28, Andrew Britton.
Colts get 3 on the play.
13 carries now for Tackett, 79 yards.
On the stop defensively that time for the Arrows.
2nd down, 7. Clearfork. Ball at about their 26 as the 3rd quarter starts up.
The only guy in the area with more rushing yards than Tackett is Hunter Reed over at Crestview.
Snap, give it away. Tackett runs the football. Pretty much the same play, only to the other side. And he gets it ahead to about the 27. That's all. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 4. Gain of about 2.5.
Some of the other premier runners in the area. Cameron Brandt over at Mapleton. He's 1,272 yards. Zach Osborne at South Central is 1,121. John McDaniel at Bucyrus is 1,054. And the other 1,000-yard runner, Taylor Harris at Highland.
2 wide receivers left and right on this 3rd down and about 4. Clearfork. Backs are offset. They give it away on a counter. It's Landon Walker at the 45 at midfield, being chased by Logan Kerr and spun out of bounds on the far sideline. So it's 1st down, Clearfork. And the Colts keep the football on the ground.
That's another Landon Walker 30-yard run. He's got a pair of those runs tonight, and they're coming at the most opportune time. That keeps the drive alive, moves the chains. 1st down, number 6. Off the left side, Landon Walker came into the game with 352 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. He's got a pair of 30-yard runs tonight.
Levi Kramer comes in at a wide receiver, lines up as a flanker to the near side. Backs offset again. They'll give it away to Nate Tackett. Nothing there. Loss on the play of about 2. Ashland all over that play. In on the stop for Ashland, number 71, that's Taylor Page, and the nose tackle, or middle guard if you like, Luke Rogers, number 39. Loss of 1, it's 2nd and 11 Clearfork, ball back at Ashland's 42.
Well, when you're keying so much on the every step of Nate Tackett, Landon Walker can step up for you, as he has a couple of times tonight.
Backs line up in the eye, 2 wide receivers, 1 left, the other right. Snap of the ball, give it away. Tackett runs it at the 40, gets tripped up, and Shadron Starnes with another tackle this time. And had he not been there, Nate Tackett might have run for a first down. As it is, it's a gain of about 5, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 Clearfork at Ashland's 37.
Well, Shadron Starnes with 125 tackles coming into the ball game tonight. I mean, he's off the charts. He's off the tackle charts.
There was a player at Lucas, I think about 3 years ago, and unfortunately I cannot remember his name, but he finished a 10-game season with 175 stops. That's being around the football.
I'd say it is.
3rd down and about 6. Backs line up in the eye. Fraley gets the snap. Give it away. Tackett. Tackett at the 35, down to about the 31. He is close to a Clearfork first down, and I think has it.
He's going to be extremely close, and it looks like they may have to measure this one, and they will. Tackett off the right side this time, picked up right at 6 yards. So he is 91 yards on 17 carries on a sloppy track here in Belleville.
Didn't get a chance to see who got him around the ankles first, but we talked about Shadron Starnes. Shadron overran that play that time as Nate Tackett cut back and then went forward for good yardage. And that is a first down for Clearfork.
Second first down of the drive, so they've got 7 for the ball game.
First down, Clearfork.
And though it didn't start out like this, you almost get the sense that points are going to be a premium here in the second half. So if Clearfork's initial drive results in a touchdown, they've got to be feeling pretty good about themselves offensively.
Parrott and Kramer are the 2 wide receivers. Justin Kalura comes in at fullback. They line up in the eye. 1st and 10, and Ashland jumps off sides, and they're going to get the nose tackle, Luke Rogers. So it's 1st and 5.
Hard count by Joe Fraley. Discipline along that offensive line for Clearfork to not jump on the hard count by number 13. That is the 3rd penalty against Ashland. They've all been procedure penalties or offsides penalties. Barking those signals. Number 13 gains the Colts 5 yards the easy way.
Same formation, backs line up in the eye, 1st and 5, ball at about the 26. Snap of the ball, give it away. Nate Tackett hits the 25, and Ashland hits him right there. Gain of 1. 2nd down and 4 for Clearfork. One of the arrows getting up off the piles, number 28, and that would be Andrew Britton.
Inching our way down to the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. Fast-moving game. When Clearfork plays and they keep that ball on the ground, buddy, you are thinking about a ball game being in the books in 2 hours.
Moving right along. Kramer and David Parrott, the 2 wide receivers. Parrott, the flanker, and Kramer, the split end. Backs line up in the eye, 2nd and 4. Handoff, running with a football is Landon Walker. Walker maybe got another yard. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 as Ashland suddenly gets stingy with the yardage on the ground.
Well, and where we saw Rick Beans decide to go away from the field goal team and go for it on 4th down late in the 2nd quarter, they're at the point on the field where that field goal opportunity, should they not make it here, is something we may see.
Right now it'd be a 40-plus yard field goal. They'll go with full house backfield on 3rd and 3 and 2 tight ends. Need to get to the 22. Fraley gets a snap. He turns. He gives it away. Nate Tackett has a first down across the 20 and down to about the 16-yard line. Kurt Gillespie made the tackle. First down, Clearfork.
Power run by Nate Tackett off the right side. He makes somebody miss around the ankles at the line of scrimmage, gets into the linebackers, lowers the shoulders, picks up 8. First down, number 8 for Clearfork.
Tyler McFarland also in on that last stop. 1st and 10 Clearfork. Ball at the Ashland 16-yard line. Best way to play defense against Ashland is to keep the football away from their offense. 2 tight ends, full house backfield. They give it away. Justin Fleur across the 15 down to about the 13-yard line, maybe the 12. Fleur carries and picks up about 3. It's 2nd down and 7. Clock continues to run. 6 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. And Clearfork has had the football this entire quarter.
And we are now at the halfway point. 6 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter.
Jeff Miller, Brandon Smith, the 2 tight ends. Full house backfield again on this 2nd down and about 6. Snap of the ball, give it away. Landon Walker. Walker at the 10. Walker inside the 10 and knocked down at about the 8. That'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Walker picks up about 5 on 2nd down. 6 carries, 63 yards, this time off the left side. Reverse out by the quarterback. Good blocking along the left side, and Walker's been able to make the first guy miss, and had he, in that case, made Logan Kerr miss, he was going to the end zone.
It's 3rd down and about 1.5 yards. We'll call it 2. Ball inside the 10 at about the 8. Full house backfield, 2 tight ends. Fraley, long count, turn, give it away. Justin Fleur carries the football and gets it close to the 5-yard line. And I believe where the official stands on the near side, yep, he's got a 1st down. So the Colts keep the football, keep the clock running, and keep the chains moving, and it's 1st and goal, Clearfork from the Ashland 6.
They are flirting with about a 10-minute drive here. Boy, you couldn't have ordered up anything better to start the 2nd half than a drive like this.
Jeff Miller, Brandon Smith, the 2 tight ends. Again, it's the full house. Turn, give it away. Landon Walker. Walker inside the 5, jumps to about the 3.
Landon Walker takes the ball from Fraley, gets inside the 5-yard line.
Let's see where they put him down. Official on the near side, standing close to the 3-yard line as the clock continues to run as we approach the 4:30 mark.
Well, at this point, Taylor Housewright's going to have to warm up on the far sideline again.
I would think so, too. Aaron Woodward lines up as a tight end, will line up on the left side, has the plays. Again, Clearfork comes out in the full house with 2 tight ends on the 2nd and goal from about the Ashland 3. Fraley turned, give it away, running with it. Nate Tackett close to the goal line. Did he get in?
Just short.
They'll put him down about a half a foot shy of 6 points. 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Clock continues to run as we are under 4 minutes at 3:50. Ashland has yet to touch the football in this quarter.
If they stick it in here, they will culminate a 9-minute drive.
Nearly 9 minutes. They'll go with 2 tight ends, Smith and Miller. Full house backfield, handoff. Justin Fleur jumps in over the top. Touchdown, Clearfork. The Colts take the lead at 13-7 with the try for point coming up.
Justin Fleur, one of the feature backs on that particular sequence. Late in this drive, 3 carries by Fleur. That one from 1 yard away caps an outstanding drive. Ball control, number of plays, and 6 points.
8 minutes, 28 seconds taken off the clock. Snell to try the point after. Ball is down, kick is up, high enough, and good. So, with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter, our score, Clearfork 14, Ashland 7. Third quarter, and Ashland's going to touch the football for the first time this quarter after that 8-minute, 28-second drive by Clearfork that resulted in 7 points after the try for point was good by Snell, and he will kick off.
You could not have spoken it more perfectly when you said the way to limit Ashland's points is to don't let them have the football.
Ball kicked off, and here comes Scott Hiller at the 15. Sutter steps and gets hit and dropped at the 18-yard line. And it's 1st down and 82 yards to go for the tying touchdown for the Arrows. But they have an offense that can strike quickly. We'll see what happens here. The first time Clearfork scored, Ashland answered right back. Let's see if they can do it again.
Well, the one component to the Ashland game that has not been there tonight, when Housewright throws the football, that opens up the running game. So far, they haven't capitalized on that. Sloppy conditions between the hash marks, and Housewright has not been a running threat tonight. He's been sacked twice.
3 wide receivers, 1 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Here comes Logan Kerr in motion. The snap is bobbled, picked up by Housewright. He'll run the football and be knocked down right at about the line of scrimmage. Second down and about 10 for Ashland.
Now the Clearfork Colts, regardless of how this one turns out, have certainly made an outstanding accounting of themselves here tonight.
How they can play this well against the #1 team in the conference and then just fall apart against Orville is beyond me. For some reason, they can't beat the Red Riders, but they do well against everybody else in this league.
Yes, they do.
3 wide receivers again, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side on this 2nd and 10. Housewright's going to keep the football. He's at the 20 and gets hit by Nate Tackett, Levi Kramer, and everybody else in a black jersey, and driven back. So 3rd down and 8, Ashland at their own 20. Clock running, 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter.
Clearfork defenders just absolutely beating their blocks and swarming to the quarterback. 5 black jerseys on the quarterback, Housewright.
Yep, big play for both teams. Ashland comes to the line of scrimmage. Anthony Fairhurst is in at a wide receiver, lines up to the near side. Here goes Logan Kerr in motion. Gets the snap to Housewright. He's back to throw. He's being chased. He will run. No, he'll throw deep. This one's intended for Logan Kerr. He goes up and he makes a heck of a catch. Oh boy, was that major league. How did he come down with that ball? That football was up for grabs.
41.
And Logan Kerr made the catch.
41 yards on the reception. Housewright to Logan Kerr. Ball underthrown. Ball not the best spiral you'll ever see, but Logan Kerr goes up and makes a play. What do they say about big games? The big players need to make the plays. And that time, Housewright let Logan Kerr go get it, and that's exactly what he did.
Yep. If Ashland wins tonight, that'll be a key play. It's 1st and 10. Ball at the Clearfork 39. Again, they'll go with 3 wide receivers. Here comes Logan Kerr in motion. They hand off to Eisenhower. Eisenhower trying to find some place to run. Doesn't go very far, as he's wrapped up and brought down by Uriah Landell. Gain on the play of 2. It's 2nd down and 8, Ashland at the Clearfork 38.
Logan Kerr came in with 22 catches on the year. He's got 4 tonight for 66 yards. And he and Housewright bailed the arrows out of a big spot on 3rd down, deep in their own territory. Now they've got the football well inside Clearfork territory and bidding to tie this one up.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ashland trying to answer the Clearfork touchdown. Housewright gets the snap. He steps up, he throws, and making the catch on his knees right at the 1st down marker is Anthony Fairhurst.
8 yards and right at the chains. It'll be close to a 1st down.
There we see it again.
A nice job by Housewright, kind of stepping up into the crease in the pocket. Gave himself another second to deliver the strike. 2nd catch of the night for Anthony Fairhurst.
27 seconds and counting in the 1st quarter. It's 1st and 10, Ashland. Ball at the 29-yard line. 3rd quarter, handoff. Eisenhower trying to get some good yardage and gets close to the 35. That'll bring up a 2nd down and about 6 after the gain of 4, and that may have been, and I think it is, the last play of the 3rd quarter, as time will expire. After 3, our score, Clearfork 14 and Ashland 7.
Richland Bank has a checking account to fit your style.
TV Channel 68 and America's first independent digital television station, WMFD Digital Television, Mansfield.
This Friday night, the WMFD TV Game of the Week travels to Clearfork as the Colts take on the Ashland Arrows. Watch the broadcast of the game midnight Friday and Saturday morning at 8 a.m. here on WMFD TV.
The WMFD Sports Game of the Week is presented by Empire Affiliates, your community credit union, and sponsored in part by Johnny Johnson Sports, B-Dry System of North Central Ohio, Mansfield-Richland Area Chamber of Commerce, and by People's Savings and Loan Company of Bucyrus.
Ready to start the fourth quarter. It's Ashland second down and about 6 from Clearfork's 25-yard line as the Arrows are trying to answer the Clearfork touchdown drive, which ate up practically in the entire third quarter. 8 minutes and 28 seconds. Snap of the ball. Back to throw, Housewright. Has plenty of time. He throws. It's complete to McFarland. McFarland at the 20 to the 19, falls forward to about the 18-yard line. He is close to an Ashland first down. May have it.
Outstanding perception by the quarterback, or for the quarterback, Housewright. All the time in the world to find number 7 in the flat, Tyler McFarland. First catch for McFarland. Lunges forward. And that'll be enough to call the chains out. It's going to be awfully close.
Jeb Miller made the tackle along with a host of other black jerseys. But he stopped his forward progress.
108 yards through the air now for Taylor Housewright.
And it is a first down for Ashland.
First down, Ashland.
That is the 8th first down of the ball game for the Arrows.
Arrows continuing to keep the chains moving and hopefully, for their sake, punch one in and kick the extra point and make things even at 14 in what has turned out to be a good football game.
Well, the Arrows showing character of a champion, getting down by 7, turning right around and answering, but they've got to finish the drive.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Snap of the ball. They give it away. Here's Eisenhower leaning across the 15, maybe getting to the 14 before he's knocked down. One of the Colts in on the stop was number 59, I believe, if I had the number correct, and that being Aaron McGee.
65 yards now for Dan Eisenhower. Look again, the big guy doing some bulldozing inside and really sticking a shoulder pad in and making a nice tackle was Uriah Landau.
Landau also in on the stop. It is second down and about 6, Ashland. Again, they give it to the big guy, Eisenhower. He churns his way right to the 10-yard line. He'll be about a yard short, yard and a half short of his first down. It's third down and about 2, Ashland. 10 minutes, 28 seconds left to play in the football game.
Well, Eisenhower was stood up as he went through the line of scrimmage, and Landau tried to strip him. But Eisenhower kept control of the football. Third down and short. A healthy yard, about a yard and a half on third down.
Third down and a short, too. Ashland to the line of scrimmage. Fairhurst, McFarland, and Harris are the wide receivers. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Snap of the ball. And it's Housewright to keep it himself, and he has an Ashland first down. So it's first and goal, Ashland, at about the Clearfork 7 or 8.
Keep your eye on the clock. Under 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 55 seconds. The officials have stopped the clock for a measurement. Housewright coming right at you. I think he's got enough for the first down here as he gets well inside the 10.
Justin Fleur made the tackle.
And Jerry Mayfield's birthday, 45 years old. Happy birthday, Jerry.
And it is first down, Ashland.
Ashland Calhoun, Sweet 16.
Evens up the first downs at 9 apiece.
First and goal, Ashland from the Clearfork 8-yard line.
A ball game like this continues to prove my point that you are hard-pressed to find more exciting sports value for the money than you find at a high school football game or a high school basketball game.
When you have 2 good teams playing, I agree. So it's first and goal, Ashland.
Yeah, let's preface that.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Handoff. Here's Dan Eisenhower. Eisenhower gets hit at the 7 and driven back. Aaron Abbott made the tackle. And I mean, he stopped Dan in his tracks. Gain on the play of about a yard to the 7. 2nd and goal from there. 9 minutes, 19 seconds to play in the football game.
Stepping up and taking Eisenhower down. 70 yards now for Dan on 9 carries. As Ashland has mixed pass and run on this possession. But this drive needs to produce points as this second half has flown by.
House right and shotgun. Eisenhower is in the backfield with him. He's back to throw. He throws for the corner, and it is incomplete.
Trying to find Tyler McFarland out there. McFarland double covered in the corner. Not much of a chance on a completion there, and that'll stop the clock and slow things down just a bit.
3rd down and goal. 3rd and goal at about the 7.
Now this is an interesting, we talk about the fans behind the goal line over at Winford. How about the student section on the end line? One step and they're in the end zone.
Ashland out of the huddle. 2 wide receivers far side of the field, 1 to the near side. Housewright gets the snap. He's back to throw. He's under pressure. Throws to McFarland at the 5. He's inside the 5, gets to about the 1. And it's 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
Oh boy. Gotta go.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You gotta go. Well, that catch by McFarland, his 2nd of the night. He's got a pair of 7-yarders, and it looked like that's the incompletion when he was trying to find McFarland in the corner.
Here comes Luke Rogers, the middle guard, into the offensive lineup.
How about a lead blocker? Here you see the 7-yarder, little middle screen to McFarland, and it looks like he's got a head of steam, and he's going to find the goal line, but he comes up just short.
Yep, here we go, 4th and 1. Eisenhower's the only back in the backfield.
Going to the right side.
Snap of the ball. They give it to Eisenhower. He didn't get in.
Oh, he got stuck.
Nate Tackett hit him and drove him straight back. Oh, my.
He ran right at the lead blocker that was put into the backfield, beating the block and putting the lick on him, and no points on the big drive by Ashland. Oh, that's worth looking at again.
Watch this nutcracker of a hit. And we will take a quick break and be right back.
Are you
room up to about the 9-yard line?
Okay, back to that big game-changing stick on defense by Clearfork. They are at the 1, looking to go into the end zone and tie it up, and not even close. Not even close.
And Nate Tackett, I believe, made the hit. Either that or Justin Fleur. I saw 47 and 31 come flying in there.
Boy, that could prove to be a game changer right there.
Gain on that last play of 7. It's 2nd down Clearfork at about their own 9-yard line, and they aren't going to throw it. They're going to run it, and running the football, I believe, was Landon Walker, who gets close to the 15, and that should be another Clearfork 1st down.
And we'll have the guys downstairs cue that up when they get another second, because you cannot overstate the importance of that stop on 4th down and goal. Let's take another look. This is a tie ball game waiting to happen right here. Handoff to Eisenhower, and he is stuffed. I mean, there's no lane at all. And if Clearfork goes on to win this ball game, you go back to that play right there on defense.
It's 1st down Clearfork nonetheless. Ball at their own 15. They line up with 2 tight ends in the full house. And Joe Fraley with a football gets run out of bounds back at about the 10-yard line and run out of bounds with 6:40 to go. There's still time if Ashland can get the football back.
Well, Clearfork at this point is well advised to stay in bounds and do not stop the clock. But in saying that, they're going to need to pick up a couple 1st downs along the way.
And I'll give credit on that tackle to both Justin Fleur and 31 Nate Tackett, because it looked as though 47 and 31 led the charge there.
Well, they brought in some beef. They lined him up on the wing on the right side, ran right at him. And the defense on the left side for Clearfork just overcame everything to make a big, big play.
2nd and 13, handoff, Nate Tackett finding room to run, breaking tackles, and is close to another Clearfork first down across the 20 at about the 23-yard line. He is just shy. This is going to bring up a 3rd down in short Clearfork.
He
3rd and 2.
Picks up 12 yards on the run by Tackett. It's going to make it a much more manageable 3rd down. A 3rd down now. Oh, and you could have thrown a late hit right there.
Yeah, you could have.
And they didn't. That's exactly what Tackett's gesturing. Where's the late hit flag?
Up 2 tight ends and a full house backfield.
Don't have to throw it.
6 minutes.
Don't have to throw it now with the big run from Tackett. You can run it for the first down.
They turn, hand off, and nothing there this time for the first back through. And running the football was Justin Fallure, and he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and it is 4th down, and Clearfork will have to punt the football away.
Well, now you can see defenses on both sides of the football extremely strong. Ashland steps up in a spot where they had to make a defensive statement. They did, and they're going to force Clearfork to have to punt the football deep in their own territory.
Jeb Walker will punt, and Tyler McFarland will return. 5 minutes and 20 seconds and counting down here in this football game, so Ashland's going to get another crack at it, barring a turnover. There's the snap. It's a little high. Miller collects it. Here's the kick. It's an end-over-end kick. McFarland makes the catch. He's at midfield, trying to find some place to run. Slips, goes across the 45 and knocked down at the 43. 4:57 left to play. We'll break and be right back after this.
At First Federal Bank of Ohio, they're proud to be right.
This is WMFD TV, Channel 68, and America's first independent digital television station, WMFD Digital Television, Mansfield.
Be a part of something special. The Galleon chapter of a Special Wish Foundation. Call 419-683-3331.
First and 10 Ashland. The ball is at the Clearfork 43-yard line. They'll go with 3 wide receivers to the near side and 2 to the far side. They empty the backfield. Housewright's back to throw. He's looking. He throws for the sideline. Ball's incomplete. Pass intended for Logan Kerr. 2nd and 10.
Landon Walker on the coverage for the Colts.
And Logan Kerr isn't getting up. At least not right yet.
You're looking ahead to next week. Ashland will be at home against Lexington, so regardless of what they do, should they lose tonight and then win next week, they still have gained themselves a share of the crown. If they win tonight and win next week, they've got it outright. For Clearfork, they've got to go on the road in Week 10. They're going to be at West Holmes, and that is no easy business at all. So if Clearfork is going to make a statement for a share of the OCC crown, they're going to have to take care of business not only in the remaining 4 minutes and 51 seconds this evening, they're going to have to go down to West Holmes, down to Amish country, and put on a show next week.
503-686.
Logan Kerr is still down on the far sideline. And what they're working on, we do not know. Now they're going to try to get him up. And actually just take him off and set him down off of the playing field and have the doctor look at him. And the officials will put things in play, and we'll resume with 2nd down, and we hope Logan is okay. Ashland to the line of scrimmage. 5 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Housewright in the backfield by himself. In shotgun, gets the snap. He throws. He throws, completes it to Gillespie. Gillespie at the 30. Gillespie has an Ashland first down at the Clearfork 29-yard line. David Parrott made the tackle along with Uriah Landel. So the Arrows move the chains and keep the football.
Throw into the trailing man in the trips formation. And Gillespie gets his first reception of the night. Good for 14 yards. Move the chains again. That is first down number 10 for Ashland.
First down, 10 yards to go. Arrows, ball at the Clearfork 29-yard line, 4.5 minutes to go. Again, 5 wide receivers, 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Housewright in the backfield by himself. Gets a snap, back to throw. He's looking. Now he will try to step up and run. Nope, he'll lose 3 and be knocked down back at about the 33-yard line. So it's 2nd and 13, Ashland with 4:12 on a moving fourth quarter clock.
Third sack of the night for the Clearfork defense of quarterback Taylor Housewright. Putting the pressure on number 5 as he is scanning the field. Good coverage in the secondary, making him hold on to that football an extra second. Pursuit's catching up to him. 2nd down, 14.
5 wide receivers again, 2 to the near side, 3 to the far side of the field. Housewright gets the snap. He's back to throw. He throws. McFarland's got it. McFarland gets around one man, but can't get around a host of others as he's knocked down at about the 35-yard line. This is going to bring up 3rd down and about 4 or 5.
Picked up about 9, 138 yards passing now for Taylor Housewright on the connection. Tyler McFarland, same play we saw just a couple of plays ago, where the trailing man in the trips formation catches the ball in the seam. A couple of lead blockers out in front of him.
He didn't go out of bounds, so the clock continues to run with 3:05 left to go in the game on this 3rd and 5 from about Clearfork's 25, excuse me. Back to throw, pass complete, first down, Nate Cooper. Ashland will keep the chains moving and keep the football. And it may be 1st and goal once again, this time at the Clearfork 10.
First catch of the night for Cooper. 15 yards on the reception. And now Taylor Housewright really heating up at the point in the game where his team needs him the most. He's crisp. The receivers are running the routes they need to run, and they're making the catches to get Ashland even up in this ball game.
5 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. Housewright is back. He throws the pass complete, and it is touchdown, Ashland. Nate Cooper catches the ball on the far sideline and tiptoes into the end zone, and Ashland is down just a point at 14-13 with the try 4-point coming up.
10-yard reception from Taylor Housewright to Nate Cooper. Cooper with 2 big catches on the drive. It's the same pass we saw before. This time, a good catch at about the 3, and into the end zone goes Cooper.
Try for point, all so important. Anthony Fairhurst will hold. Andy Baker will try to tie the game and maybe force overtime. You got to make sure everything's fine here. Good snap, seal the inside gap, put it down, put it over the bar between the post, ball down, kick up, on the way. It's good. We're tied at 14. 14 all between Clearfork and Ashland. We'll be back after this.
You know about that by now. You go to WMFD.com and you get into the clickcoupon.com game room. Everything we do on Football Friday night, from scores and more to highlight packages to game of the week to you name it. If we do it on Football Friday night, you'll find it in the game room at WMFD.com.
We are 2 minutes and 49 seconds away from another overtime game. Actually, it'd be our first. It would be Ashland's second if that actually happens. Spicer approaches the football, kicks it high. David Parrott has it at the 5. He's up to the 10. Tries to find a seam to get through, across the 20 to about the 25, where he's dropped by Kurt Gillespie and Ian Connery. Also in on the stop was Mike Lamb for Ashland.
2:42 remaining. Keep in mind that Clearfork's offense is, as you know, geared on the run. Everything revolves around what they do on the ground. They are not a throwing football team.
And they're to the line of scrimmage. No full house this time. They'll go with 2 wide receivers, Greg Poore and David Parrott. They line up in the I. Fraley gets a snap, give it away, Tackett with a football, and Tackett gets hit as he crossed the 25 and gets up to about the 29-yard line for a gain on the play of close to 5. We'll call it, well, gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5 yards.
Clock running, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the football game, at least regulation.
22 carries now for Tackett for 120 yards. They need to pick up a first down here, or Ashland's going to think about stopping the clock and trying to get the football back.
Second down and about 5, Clearfork from their own 30. 2 wide receivers, they hand off, and running with a football on a counter, I believe, was Landon Walker.
It almost looked like he put that football on the ground.
Regardless, it's a loss of 1, and it's now 3rd and 6 as the clock continues to move with 1 minute and 45 seconds left in regulation.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 5.
I doubt if the Colts put this football in the air.
No way. No way. And Ashland's going to end up getting the football back unless they can break a run here.
That's what Clearfork wants to do, is they line up in the full house with 2 tight ends. Fraley turns, gives, Tackett trying to find his way to first down yardage and isn't going to be able to do it.
Ashland's going to call a timeout here for sure.
1:12 left to play in the football game. Timeout, Ashland. Ashland takes time. It's 4th and 5. When we come back, we'll have more. There you see time left, 1 minute and 12 in regulation. Even up at 14, it's 4th and 5 Clearfork. The Colts will have to punt the football back to Ashland. Kurt Gillespie and Tyler McFarland are back deep to receive.
And in the final minute 30, you're going to see Air Housewright.
Here's Jeb Miller. No rush whatsoever and a pretty good punt. McFarland at the 35. He's to the 40 and knocked down at about the 43, although he squirts over the 45 and gets to about the 47. 1 minute exactly left in regulation.
Outstanding field position for Ashland. Time to get the job done, and a prolific passing quarterback to lead them down the field. Big pressure on the Clearfork defense.
Well, they came up big once, then Ashland came right back and came up with a drive of their own. So here we go. Let's see what Ashland wants to do. They're going to throw it. 5 wide receivers, 2 to the far side, 3 to the near side. Housewright's back to throw. Under pressure, throws downfield, ball caught by Nate Cooper again. Cooper at the 30. Cooper close to the 35-yard line. With under a minute to go, it's 1st and 10 Ashland.
27-yard reception. 3rd time here late in the second half that Housewright is hooked up with Nate Cooper. Good hands by Cooper. Came in with only 4 catches on the year, has 3 tonight.
It is 1st and 10 Ashland. They put the football down at Clearfork's 36-yard line. Clock running with 40 seconds left in regulation. Ashland comes to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Housewright gets the snap. He's back to throw. Here comes the rush. They throw, and Nate Cooper makes a catch. Let's see. One official says a catch. Another one says no, sir. Incomplete. Well, that puts the clock at 28 seconds and stops it.
Actually, that was a benefit, worked in favor of Ashland on the incompletion. Had he called that ball a completed pass, the clock would not have stopped.
I think that was trapped. Hard to tell. 2nd down and about 10, Ashland. Ball still at the Clearfork 36. 28 seconds left to go in regulation.
If you're wondering about Andy Baker as a field goal kicker, he's 5 out of 6. His long comes from 42.
5 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side on this 2nd down and 10. Housewright's back to throw. He has some time. He will throw for the end zone for Gillespie. Almost came up with a catch but couldn't hang on. And now it's 3rd down. I don't know if he'd have been able to come down in bounds even with 1 foot on a catch like that. 18 seconds left in regulation.
Well, you talk about a kid just laying it all on the line. Housewright stretches out Gillespie. Look at the effort by Gillespie. That's just outstanding.
Yeah, if the official wouldn't have gotten in our way, that'd have been a heck of a shot. Third down and about 10 Ashland. 18 seconds left in regulation. 5 wide receivers set again, 3 of them to the near side. Housewright's back to throw. He looks, now will run for the sideline and try to get out of bounds. He didn't. Ashland's going to have to take time with 8 seconds left, and it's 4th down.
Timeout Ashland. 8 seconds remaining on the clock.
So unless Ashland can come up with what would be,
they're going to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
They will try a field goal.
40-yard field goal. We're headed for overtime.
Andy Baker has a 42-yarder to his credit. Why not give it a shot? You have really nothing to lose. If he doesn't make it, you're going to overtime. Next week, we could have a dandy. If both these teams have taken care of business in week 9, we will have 2 undefeateds in NOL play. Tiffin Columbian comes to Skiles Field to take on the Whippets, and that'll be our final regular season game of the week, Friday at midnight, Saturday at 8 a.m. Scores and More live from the studios Friday night at 11:20, and then the Saturday morning replay of Scores and More at 7:30, which kicks off our Saturday morning doubleheader. So it has come down to this.
Anthony Fairhurst will hold. Andy Baker will try what looks like a 41-yard field goal.
And Clearfork's going to ice him with a timeout.
Timeout Clearfork.
Time and again,
another timeout. Awfully soupy in the middle of the field. So if there's a good spot, it's going to be on one of the hash marks to get a good plant and a kick.
Well, let's see if we kick it this time. All right. 41-yard field goal. Anthony Fairhurst will hold it, and Andy Baker will try to win the football game for Ashland in regulation. He steps it off. And again, Clearfork takes their last timeout. So that's all 3.
Well, and I'll tell you what, you talk about strategy. I mean, in addition to the fact that you've iced the kicker now, you may have literally iced the kicker. It's cold out. That leg tightens up a little bit. He's going to have to keep swinging that leg, keep it loose.
I don't know what that is, but
where is it? Looks like it's about ready
it's
to
across
the
the
stadium.
street. I see it. Good heavens. I couldn't.
Good traveling Ashland crowd. They have jam-packed the bleachers on the far side and lined the stadium along the fence. You can't find a seat on the home side either.
Oh boy, so this is why you wanted to be a kicker. Okay. No more timeouts. We're going to kick it this time. Fairhurst to hold it. Andy Baker steps it off to try to win it in regulation from 41 yards away. Both teams are down. We wait on the snap. There it is. The ball is down. The kick is up. It is blocked. And we're going to overtime. There's 3 seconds left on the clock, but I would imagine that Clearfork will take a knee. Clearfork takes over, 1st down and 10 at their own 20. But barring something really out of the ordinary, we're headed for overtime. There's 3 seconds left in regulation.
Well, the Clearfork secondary and the push up front by the big guys is to be commended, because quite honestly, I was looking for Housewright to be able to take the arrows down the field and make something happen on the scoreboard, and the Clearfork defense just said no. And they performed. They executed.
Well, they will take a knee, and we will go to overtime. So that is the end of regular.
That way they can see what's happened. You see emergency lights over there. Don't know what that's about.
I think that's just the police thinking the game might be over and people are going to be leaving.
Not yet. Well, going back to the rules of overtime, if you're not familiar, if you win the toss, most teams will elect to play defense first. And that will give the other team the option of which end of the field they want to play offense on. And so that's what the officials are talking about, making sure that they've got the overtime rules in their mind. Nobody misses a beat. If you go possession by possession and you are still tied after 2 overtimes, beginning with the 3rd overtime, you must go for 2 after a touchdown instead of kicking the point after touchdown. The idea, for those who don't know, is to match or better what your opponent does in each overtime possession. As soon as you do, the game is over.
If we happen to go 3 overtimes, then each team has to go for 2.
You took your headset off and repeated what I just told the audience.
Okay, excuse me.
I've got you covered, buddy. Did you think I didn't know that? You know so much, I know so little, but that I did know.
Okay.
Okay. It's almost like a basketball atmosphere down along that back end line with the student section right on the end line of the end zone.
What makes this better than a basketball overtime is you don't have both teams holding the ball for 4 minutes. In basketball, how many times do you see teams come out in an overtime period, bring the ball up the floor, and hold it, and pass it around, and pass it around, and they don't attack the basket until they run off about 2.5 minutes.
Right.
In this, you're given 4 downs. Do something with it, get a first down, and if you don't get a first down, well, you better come up with points.
Yep. So you would certainly assume the winner of the coin toss is going to want to play defense first. The other team would then be on offense, and they would get to pick which end of the field they want to drive into. And I can tell you one thing right now, if Ashland is on offense first, they're going to be driving at the end opposite these students for Clearfork.
Again, as I said earlier tonight, I can't figure this Clearfork team. They play so well against pretty much everybody else. And just for whatever reason, can't do it against Orville.
See if we can hear the instructions by the official on the field. Points in the possession than the other team. I think by now everyone should be familiar with overtime, but I'm sure there are those out there who, overtime in high school, what's that? They don't do that. Well, yes, we have, and we've done it for a few years now.
We've actually done it since 1987.
Has it been that long, really?
19 years.
20 years?
Yes. 19 years, 20 years, yes. So, the Ashland offense jogs onto the field, and we'll see what happens. If they score, then that automatic, especially a touchdown, it puts pressure immediately on Clearfork's offense to come up with something. So 1st and 10 Ashland. We are in overtime. 5 wide receivers set, 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Housewright gets the snap, drops it, picks it up, runs straight up the middle with it. 10, inside the 10, down to the 5. And that was a broken play. But he made the best out of it. And now it is 1st and goal Ashland from the Clearfork 5.
That is a broken play with big-time results for the Ashland Arrows. 15 yards right up the middle for Taylor Housewright.
Takes it up the middle. 15 yards to the 5.
For the Arrows with a good play on 1st down now. 1st and goal from the 5.
Again, same formation. The clock not a factor. We are in overtime. Ashland with the first possession. At the Clearfork 5. Housewright going right up the gut again. Gets to the 5. That's all. Got back to the line of scrimmage. It is 2nd and goal from the 5.
13 carries now for Taylor Housewright. Throw in a few sacks along the way, and he has netted 5 yards.
Well, this has turned out to be the best football game to date for us. We thought last week was good. This one's better.
As it should be. For the championship of the OCC. Clearfork bidding for a log jam. If Orville has beaten Madison, we'll have a 3-way tie by night's end.
Back to throw, Housewright. He looks, he throws. Ball caught by Brandon Harris. Touchdown, Ashland. Nice catch right at the back line.
Soft hands by every one of these Ashland receivers, exhibited there by Brandon Harris on the end line, 5 yards into the end zone, about 15 yards when you add in the depth of the end zone. But a nice catch by 14 and a good ball delivered by Housewright.
Need just 1 foot. Now the all-important extra point. Fairhurst will hold, and Andy Baker in to try. This will force Clearfork to do the same. Kicking in the mud. Let's see if it makes a difference. The teams are down. The ball is snapped. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Ashland, 21. Clearfork, 14. Now the Colts get their possession, and it's 1st and 10 Clearfork at the Ashland 20. And again, the clock is no factor.
Pressure now on the Clearfork offense. They've got to answer the score. And remember, the same situation last week. Ashland came out in the first overtime, got the touchdown, got the point after. And on the first play, I believe it was, that Senior High had the ball in that first overtime. They got into the end zone, but they missed the extra point. Game over.
You'd be correct. First and 10 Clearfork. Now they have to do exactly the same as Ashland. Score, kick the extra point, force another overtime. Or would they go for 2?
That's an interesting point, and we'll see in a few minutes whether or not that's a question to answer, but that's a very interesting point.
They show run, 2 tight ends, full house, give it away, Nate Tackett. Tackett trying to find his way. He's at the 10, he's at the 5, he's all the way in. Touchdown, Clearfork. Holy cow. How many Ashland arrows did he run around and through to get in?
20 yards for Tackett. 24 carries, 140 yards, and a touchdown. That brings Clearfork within a point of a tie score, and it looks like they will go for the single point. See how many arrows touch Nate Tackett on his way around the corner. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and by the time he breaks the 3rd tackle, he breaks a 4th, and he's into the end zone.
Here is the all-important extra point. There's the snap, the ball down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. We're going to a second overtime. 21 all. And back to the 20 we go, where it's 1st and 10 Ashland.
And this is the point at which I think we will reverse ends of the field. Fairly certain about that. That will definitely play into Clearfork's favor with the heavy turnout of students along that back line. You don't normally say that in a football game, but I believe it's true here tonight.
We will watch Nate Tackett run like Jim Brown again. And he just ran around and ran through and just carried people 20 yards. He just kept running and running and running.
24 carries, 140 yards, and down to the other end of the field we will come.
Oh boy. So Ashland has it 1st and 10 at the 20.
I think copies of this game might be hanging around somebody's living room for the next 10, 15 years. I think so.
Yeah.
Set your VCR.
I've always wondered this in the 5 years we've done this. Would there ever be a game long enough where we would actually run out of tape?
This is a doozy.
I'm like, oh, we hope not.
Well, this game is definitely a keeper. Definitely a keeper.
Does that mean we charge more?
Oh, they get double for their money this time.
They're going to flip the coin again. No, I did not know that.
They'll play at the other end. The only difference. Let's listen in. Let's listen in.
Line, 1st and 10. All right.
Okay, Clearfork.
We'll go to the other end of the field.
And must go on offense first, I do believe.
Yes.
Switch it around, alternate things. Not another coin toss there, but just an explanation that we're going to alternate things. Clearfork, you're on offense first. We're going to switch ends of the field.
So Clearfork took only one play to equal the Clearfork scored on one play.
23, Madison 20.
And let's see if they can do it again. We just heard a score here. Orville slipped past Madison 23-20. So this could throw the OCC into a three-way tie. Handoff, Justin Fallure jumped over the 20, got to the 17, and is driven back. Second down and about 7.
That's the 5th carry for Justin Fallure. All in the second half. He's picked up 10 yards.
They give him credit for only 2. This is 2nd and 8 here from the 18-yard line. We are in overtime, double overtime. Clearfork must get a first down or score. Full house, handoff, running with a football. Nate Tackett dropped at about the 14. This will bring up a 3rd down and about 4. Helped up there. Show of sportsmanship. If you can doggone well bet the nerves and the adrenaline just about frayed here tonight. 21-21 in double overtime. It is 3rd down and 4, Clearfork.
And Tackett has played such a strong game at running back, running behind those big guys along the line of scrimmage. 144 yards for Nate.
Full house backfield. 2 tight ends on this 3rd down and about 4, Clearfork. They give it to Walker. Walker hit at the 15 and spun around. A loss on the play, and it's 4th down. 4th and 5. And Clearfork will try to kick 3.
This is a big call because it's still a long field goal on a cold night. But they're going to give it a shot.
From 32 yards away.
Tad Snell, he's got a 44-yarder to his credit. He's 5 out of 8.
Cody McCune will hold the football. And we're missing one player for the Colts. Holy cow, in week 9, how can you be missing this?
And they're going to run the risk of a delay of game penalty if they're not quick about it.
Snap, ball down, the kick is up. It is no good, not even close. And now Ashland gets the football with a chance to win the ball game. The Clearfork defense on the spot. Well, 21-21, and now Ashland's shot in double overtime.
Very good defenses on both sides tonight. And they have earned the reputation through 8 weeks. Ashland offense, multi-dimensional. They'll run it, they'll pass it. Housewright's had a good game through the air. He's heated up here in the second half. Clearfork defense, the test of the season right here.
And now Clearfork missing one of their defensive tackles. 5 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Housewright back. Gillespie's got it at the 15-10. He's the 5 and run down close to the goal line at about the 1. It's 1st and goal, Ashland at the 1. Levi Kramer made the tackle. Ashland just a play away from doing something for the first time in 43 years, going 9-0 in a single season.
Over 200 yards now for Taylor Housewright. 214 to be exact. 2nd catch of the night for Kurt Gillespie. That one a 19-yarder down to the 1.
Ashland to the line of scrimmage. They'll go with the same formation. 5 wide receivers. 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Housewright tries to sneak it in. I don't think he got there.
Housewright on the keeper play.
Well, they're going to have to run another play. Good push by the defensive line. Linebackers coming up quickly. Stopping right at the line of scrimmage.
It is 2nd and goal from the 1. Dan Eisenhower comes back into the Ashland lineup. Last time they were in this situation, Dan got stuffed on a 1-yard run, but that was a 4th down play. This is a 2nd down play.
Well, it's sellout time on defense. It's gamble time. Stuff the side you think they're going to. You got to guess in order to win in cases like this.
Luke Rogers lines up. And again, it's the same formation as they ran at the goal line. Housewright tries to take it in. He's close. Did he get in? No signal. Ashland player say he's in, but the official says no, it's 3rd and goal. The ball is about 3 inches away from the goal line.
Solid defense here by Clearfork on the goal line. Goal line defense will never mean more than it means right here. A chance to share the conference championship.
Timeout, Ashland.
Ashland wants to put an exclamation point on their championship and win it outright.
Well, if in fact they do score here, and we don't know that they will, they will go into the final week tied for first with Orville. Well, actually, no, with a 1-game lead. You're right, with a 1-game lead going into the final week.
And you would think that the matchups in week 10 would favor an Ashland win, and Ashland being able to claim an outright championship.
Orville will play their rival Worcester next week. And Worcester-Orville is always a pretty good football game, but I would think this year the Red Riders would be favored because the Generals have a young team that has had their problems this year, but young teams do that. They eventually grow up. It wasn't that long ago, 5 years ago, Ashland was 1-9, no more. They're about 6 inches away from 9-0, but they're going to have to earn it. They have had a rough way to go tonight against Clearfork. Yep, they're to the line of scrimmage. And they line up unbalanced. Strong left. Snap, Eisenhower sneaks in, touchdown, ball game. And Ashland improves to 9-0 as Housewright takes it in himself. Taylor Housewright sneaks it in, goes over the left side, and the final score in one heck of a football game, Ashland 27, Clearfork 21, and there's the replay.
Third time's a charm for Taylor Housewright. This time left side of the center, finds the seam that wasn't there the 2 plays before.
Taylor Housewright takes it in, and there's your final score in double overtime. Ashland 27, Clearfork 21.
I'm Robert Franz, music director of the men's
Valentine, and Coach, this hasn't happened in 43 years. You've won 9 straight regular season games. It wasn't easy, but when you had to get it done, you did, and you got it done against an awfully determined Clearfork football team.
Oh, they're a great football team and played a great game. And, you know, our kids, we knew coming down here was going to be a 4-quarter battle, ended up a 4-quarter plus battle, and then we just made enough plays to win the game.
What was the feeling when they stopped you at the 1 and you had about 4 minutes left? It was 14-7. Did you get the guys around and say, come on, defense, we can hold them one more time. If we do that, we can get it back, we can score?
Well, we told our offense on the sideline, we're going to get the ball back. We got to be ready to get it in because we knew our defense could get a stop for us. And so that's what it came down to, is us getting a stop and then offensively getting it in the end zone.
I noticed when you got the ball back, you immediately went to 5 wide receivers and you said, we're going to go with what got us here, and that's throw it in.
Well, that's something we've been working on. We went to the quads last week, and then we went to the empty this week just because we feel we can get out in space, and we got some good people that can make some plays out in space.
You're 9-0. Next week we'll try to do something that no Ashland football team has done ever, and that is win 10 straight regular season games. And I know you want to celebrate this one, but any thought on that?
It's going to be a heck of a battle again. I mean, like we've said all year, in our league, if you don't play 4 quarters and come ready to play, anyone can beat you. In Lexington, they can come and beat us, so we better be ready. We're going to enjoy this one and come back, and we got a lot of work to do getting into next week to get ready for them.
Well, one thing for sure, 2 overtime games and 2 wins. At least your kids know what pressure is.
Well, I mean, that's part of the game, and we try to put them under those situations in practice, and we responded with what we did.
Coach, I'll let you go. Congratulations. The Arrows are 9-0 for the first time since 1963, but it was tough tonight as they beat Clearfork in double overtime by a final score of 27-21. Back up to the booth, and here's Bob.
Clearfork's Nate Tackett runs 25 times for 144 yards and a touchdown. Landon Walker, 11 carries, 76 yards. He's got a touchdown. Individually for the Ashland Arrows, Taylor Housewright through the air, 16 of 25. He really heats up in the second half, 214 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, plus 1 rushing touchdown for Housewright. He has a big, big night through the air. Dan Eisenhower on the ground, 10 carries, 69 yards, and Eisenhower has a rushing touchdown. Logan Kerr, 4 catches for 66 yards. Tyler McFarland, 3 catches for 23 yards. Nate Cooper has 3 catches for 52. Anthony Fairhurst with a pair of catches for 17. Brandon Harris with 2 catches for 23. And Kurt Gillespie, 2 catches for 33. All in all, 6 different receivers catch a pass tonight off the arm of Taylor Housewright. Team numbers for the ball game. Time of possession favors Ashland. They run 57 plays. Clearfork goes 48 plays from the line of scrimmage. First down slightly in favor of Ashland, 13-10. And as you could imagine, the rushing and passing yards, although we've seen on the Ashland side more of a balance, tonight they rely a lot more heavily on the right arm of Taylor Housewright. 214 through the air for Ashland, 83 on the ground. On the Clearfork side, thanks to the running of Landon Walker and Nate Tackett, 221 on the ground for Clearfork, only 19 through the air. So total yardage 297 to 240. Ashland outgaining the Colts. Only 1 turnover in the ball game. That was an interception thrown by Ashland on a tipped ball. Relatively few penalties. 3 penalties for 15 yards for Ashland, 2 penalties for 10 yards for the Colts. And the final score in double overtime, 27-21. Ashland has gained at least a share of the OCC championship. With the win, Ashland goes to 9-0 for all games. They are 6-0 in the OCC. Clearfork drops to 6-3 for all games. They are 4-2 in conference play. Once again, your final score tonight from Belleville in double overtime. Ashland 27, Clearfork 21. Jeff and I invite you to be with us for next week's game when Tiffin Columbian